Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Just because you're on this video, inshallah, you have intention for Umrah, you're planning for Umrah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept you and make it easy for you. The other things that you want to take care of is how you're going to do a local transport, right? So when you land in your Jeddah airport, from the airport to Makkah hotel, or from the airport to Medina hotel, or from Makkah to Medina, how are you going to travel? So often from Medina airport to Medina hotel, taxis are a pretty decent option. They are not that expensive. If you come out, you can get a taxi. You can also get an Uber. There are also all these different taxi providers. If you go on Facebook or if you search online, you'll see a bunch of different options you can use to book taxis. Like if it's not Hajj time, you can use Uber as well. So from your Jeddah airport to Makkah hotel, it's about 2 hours, depending on where in Makkah you are staying, what time. If it's close to Salah time, sometimes the road gets blocked and you can't go into your hotel until the Salah time has passed. So, but usually about 2 hours is an approximate time. Jeddah to Makkah, that leg, usually taxi turns out to be better. Medina airport to Prophet's Mosque, like area Medina hotel, taxi usually is better. But places where if you're going from Jeddah to Medina, Jeddah airport to Medina, or you're going from Makkah to Medina or from Medina to Makkah, these are the places where trains are a very viable option. They tend to be faster if you just count the time of how long it takes once you board the train and how fast it lands. They're like really good. They're really good trains going at 300 kilometers per hour. It takes from Jeddah to Medina. It takes an hour 40 minutes or so. From Makkah to Medina, it takes about 2 hours 15 minutes. So it's really fast. It's really a good experience. If you have never done those faster trains, I would recommend using that option. So some pros and cons, whether to take the taxi route or whether to take the train route. Now the pros of the taxi is it'll take you from hotel to, let's say you're going from Makkah to Medina. From your hotel, come pick you up at your hotel and it'll drop you at your hotel. So if you have more luggage, if you have more people in your group, you can get a 7-seater taxi, for example, and it'll take you straight. You don't have to get down anywhere. You probably stop for Salah or food and stuff, but you don't have to change your mode of transport. It's straight. It tends to be a little bit less hectic if you have more luggage or if you have a bigger group. But if you have just one or two people, it's more convenient, in my opinion, to go with train. From Makkah hotel, you'll have to take a taxi, or you can take a bus to Makkah railway station. From Makkah, it's like a 15-20 minutes drive. And then from Makkah railway station, you board the train, you get down at Medina railway station. From Medina railway station, you take a taxi. It's a small 30 to 40 riyal on each side. And then depending on how early you book the train, economy tends to be around 130 riyal or so. So if I say just an average 130, 440 riyal plus 40 plus 40, so you're talking about 210 riyal per person. And you could get a taxi for about 450, 500 riyal as well, 7-seaters. Like I said, there's a pros and cons. If you have less luggage, because the train only lets you take one large bag. Official policy is you take one bag and one personal item, right? So like flights will allow you sometimes to take 2 checked-in bags. And that's another thing you have to check when you're booking your flight is how many bags are allowed. Like sometimes you'll see rates which are cheaper, but they don't include checked bags. So that's the other thing you have to figure out when you're booking flights is, does it include bags or not? Right? Some airlines like Wizz Air or things like that from Europe, you'll see they're really cheap, but they don't include any bags. And then they might also give you a hard time with Zamzam on the way back. Anyways, so there are pros and cons for each. The train is a good experience, especially first time. If you're kind of familiar how to get around, It's easy, relatively easy to get, a little bit less hectic in my opinion, but only works if you have a small group, and if you have like limited luggage, like I said, one checked in bag size, and could not it doesn't it cannot be the larger. It had they give you dimension as well. It's kind of a hit and miss. Sometimes nobody cares, nobody looks at your luggage. Sometimes somebody will give you a hard time if they decide that your bag is too large, then they make you ship it. It doesn't go with the train. So sometimes what will happen is you might have to come back the next day again to the train station to get your bag. So if you are going with train, you want to travel light, so if you have one bag and personal item, makes it easier. If you have a lot of luggage, do a taxi, or that can be a lot easier in my opinion. The time frame is about 6 hours or so with stops, right? With taxi, with train, you do have to get earlier. You have to take a taxi to the station, get there earlier, check in. But you're walking around, you're not just stuck in a car. So again, depend on whatever works for you. Both can be viable options. I did a taxi trip from Makkah hotel to Medina hotel last year, and like I said, that was hotel to hotel. You don't have to basically haul your luggage anywhere. If you're traveling with kids, it might just be simpler. But the train is, like I said, is a different experience too. So on the way back, we did a train for the kids. So figuring out how you're going to move around, right? How you're going to go from the airport to your first hotel. How you're going to go from Makkah to Medina or back, and then when you're checking out, how you're going to go back to the airport from which your flight is. That local transportation has to be figured out. Hopefully this was helpful. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.